What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Urban Platform Speaks. Make sure to like and subscribe as you tune into the channel. Check out the content. And with that being said, man, I want to speak on Kyler Murray and his situation with the Cardinals, right? Now, I thought, even coming out of college, I always thought that Kyler Murray, in my opinion, was too small. I thought Kyler Murray probably would have been, in my opinion, he's too small to be an NFL quarterback, right? I also thought that I think that I thought that he should have probably played baseball. You know, number one, I think that like he probably would have had a longer career playing baseball because football is just so much more physical. That's number one, and then number two, I just think the height thing for him that's just too much for him to overcome. I know that like he is good at finding like passing lanes and stuff like that. But if for any reason, like if by chance this team was to make it into the playoffs, a lot of teams would just key in on that, and that would really be like something that they would pick on him for, right? And so I was listening to what was it, Nightcap with Ocho Cinco and Shannon Sharp, right? And they was talking about Kyler Murray and what's going on with him with the Cardinals, and do they think he's done? To me, now I just want to react to what they were saying, right? Because they don't think that that Kyler Murray should be benched, which like I said, I just think, in my opinion, Kyler Murray is too short. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to play the audio, the audio, and I'm gonna give some feedback on what I think about what Shannon Sharp and Chad Johnson is saying about Kyler Murray.
Kyler Murray's future in Arizona is getting a little cloudy, Ocho, following a week in which he's placed on injured reserve, and Gannon said he'd be benched for Jacoby Brissett if healthy anyway, which I said the Cardinals have some big decisions ahead of them. Adam Schefter, reported that many of his sources around the NFL believe the Cardinals and Murray will part ways in the offseason. One source in particular said the separation is imminent, which means unavoidable. Kyler has 2 seasons left on a 5-year, $230 million contract that he signed in 2022. He's currently slated to count $53.3 million against the salary cap next season and $43.5 million against the cap in 27. The Cardinals would take a $57.7 million in dead cap money in next year if Murray is cut before June 1st. If he's cut after June 1st, it will split the $50 million into 26, 7.2, $50.5 million in 26 and $7.2 million in 27. If Arizona can't find a trade partner before June 1st, the Cardinals will save about $35.3 million towards the cap next season. Ocho.
All right. So before Ocho go in, right, I think because of how much money that they signed him for, it's even makes it more of an incentive for the Cardinals to part ways with him, right? They're having some, like they feel more comfortable with Brissett being the quarterback. And even if Brissett wasn't a quarterback, they probably want to just start over and scrap this thing and just go ahead and move on and try to find somebody else. That the Cardinals, in my opinion, have always had like sort of like a contentious relationship when it came to the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. So, I think, the Cardinals really want to get out from under this contract. They don't want to have to commit to paying him all this money. And, he stays hurt. And like I said, once you get into the playoffs and stuff like that, it'll be hard to advance in the playoffs because now you're playing against the best defenses. And those coaches will be able to scheme ways where as though they'd be able to keep Kyler Murray in the pocket and cut down on those passing lanes. So let me get back to what Ocho's getting ready to say about Kyler Murray.
Were the Cardinals.
I got to catch my breath.
If you're the Cardinals, what are you going to do with Kyler Murray?
Hey, this is a very good one. This is a very good one. And the fact that they continue to sideline him because Jacoby Brissett has a hot hand and has him playing extremely well. And the money that he makes, listen, I understand what Kyler Murray brings to the table. I understand what he brings. He's a dual threat. He can throw, he can extend plays. He's really good at some of the things he does, but there are things that Jacoby Brissett brings to the table with his lack of ability to run with the ball, but he's able to make all the throws because he can see. He attacks the middle of the field, something that Kyler Murray's not good at because it's hard for him to see. He's always having to, his ability to be able to just drop back and make some of the throws that Jacoby can in the middle of the field. It's just different. But again, he can make plays. He can make plays. He's good at what he does, but it's not enough. I mean, have you?
And see, that's my whole point. If you want Kyler Murray to drop straight back and just throw the ball over the middle, he can't do that because he can't see over over those linemen, right? And so when Kyler Murray has to find lanes, that those lanes are not always going to be there. So you want a quarterback who's more versatile when it comes to that. Like Brissett can throw over the middle. Brissett don't need those lanes to throw down, And then on top of that, like I said, the relationship between the Cardinals and Kyler Murray is pretty contentious.
Seen how the offense looks, huh?
Yes, I've seen it. Ocho, you remember when they beat the Cowboys? I said they say, "Hey, Kyler, take another week." As a matter of fact, take another 2-3 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah.
I said that in jest, but I was being dead serious because the offense at no point in time with Kyler, excuse me, at no point in time did this offense this year with Kyler look like it did on Monday night against the Cowboys.
No. But this is a scary thing, huh? We talk about Jacoby Brissett. Are you trying to say he's the quarterback for the foreseeable future?
No. He Ocho. They told you everything you needed to know when they put that clause in his contract.
Right. Yeah, I understand that about the playing the video games. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, but where do you go now? So you just start over.
Ocho, how many division titles you won? How many playoff games you won with Kyler? You can win that many. You can win that many without him.
Yeah. Hey, listen, it's been a minute.
Does he make you the mere Ocho? Think about what you just said. The number one pick of the draft. The coach said if he was healthy, he still wouldn't be starting. Damn.
Yeah. I mean,
let me ask you a question. Joe Burrow come back healthy. Is Flacco still playing?
Absolutely not.
Thank you.
Oh, whoa. That's apples and oranges now.
But look, the thing is, Miami might be in the business for a quarterback. New Orleans damn sure in the business for a quarterback. The Raiders need a damn quarterback. Cleveland possibly need a quarterback.
If I'm any of those teams that Shannon Sharp is mentioning, right? Miami, Cleveland, New Orleans, I don't want Kyler Murray, because he's just too small and he's limited. If like for instance, if he go to Miami, like this, Kyler Murray is even smaller than Tua, and Tua sometimes have an issue with seeing, over the linemen and stuff like that. So I'm not bringing Kyler Murray in, as a starting quarterback. I just think that when they drafted him, I just thought that they took a big risk drafting him because he's just so small. They list him. I think he's listed at about 5'7" or 5'8", right? That is really short for an NFL quarterback. Then you got these linemen that are 6'3", 6'4", 6'5". You got to drop way back in order to see over them. Now, the fact that Kyler Murray is somebody who is, he can he can scramble. That's cool. But as long as you keep Kyler Murray in front of you, you keep him in that pocket, you have a better chance with him. So, and the fact that he has to drop back so deep, that makes it even harder for him. He got to throw the ball even further in order for them to gain positive yards. So I'm not feeling the real small, short quarterbacks.
There are going to be places he's going to be able to go. The Jets. So it's not like he's not going to be able to find a home.
Yeah. Okay. It got to be the right fit.
Right.
It has to be the right fit for the type of quarterback he is.
Yeah, you have to build a system around him, Ocho.
Yeah,
and most quarterbacks have a system built around him.
Right.
See, and it's the same. The Cardinals said the same thing. We're going to build a system around him, right? But the skill set that Kyler Murray brings to the table is, in my opinion, is just not enough to overcome like the weaknesses that he have in his game. You know, the things that you can take those things away from him. The fact that he can't throw over the middle, or he has difficulty throwing over the middle, you can take that away from him and then still focus on like what his strengths are. It's not like, well, it's with some players, it's like pick your poison, right? But not with Kyler Murray. It's like I'm going to take the middle away from him with almost with no effort, and then I'm going to focus on what his strengths are, and that's like rendering him almost useless. So if I'm the Jets, if I'm Dolphins, and I'm trying to get out of basically where they are right now, they're trying to build their franchises up. You don't want to have to build around a guy who is limited.
Well, the system was built around him.
Right.
Yes.
The system was built around him, and you got the weapons. You Marvin had man. I don't know. Sure.
Hey, Mike Bride, Ocho. But I told people, Ocho,
perfect.
He's small, not
yeah.
just in height, but in weight. Yeah, he's compact.
You seen him in person?
Keep taking those hits like that, man.
You ever seen him in person?
Yes.
Yeah, they laugh.
Hey,
he is really small. He's a small dude. They got him listed at 5'8", right? And like I said, he stay injured. That's a constant, a worry. You got to worry about if this guy's going to be able to complete a full season. I don't even know if he's completed a full season since he's been in the NFL. Number one, number two, just like Chad said, they had already built a team around him and with the Cardinals. So why would another team that's trying to build their franchise build a team around him when they see that it didn't work somewhere else? So I want to see, though, in my opinion, I want to see if another team is going to take that chance, be stupid enough, in my opinion, to build around a guy who is limited.
That's my dog. He little though, Unc.
Yes.
He little. He can play some ball though, man. He's exciting. When put in the right position to make plays, he can do it. He just hasn't been able to do it consistent enough. And when you're able to do it consistent enough, it makes everything and everyone around you better. It makes your team better. It gives you a chance. And it just hasn't been what they thought it would.
Maybe he just need to leave. He needs to go somewhere else. Maybe it's a situation where they're tired of him. He's tired of them. It just needs a clean break. He just needs a clean break. He's his own guy. He has a personality that's kind of look different. He wants to do things his way. He don't want to, hey, that's how he did it. That's how he did it. This is how I'm going to do it.
Right.
But
yeah, and see, he is a guy who, like I said, that sometimes it can be kind of contentious between him and the coaches and management, right? And so I think, in my opinion, I think that Kyler Murray should have probably played baseball. I don't think like his stature would not have hurt him in baseball, but in football, and to be a starting quarterback in the NFL, I think the experiment with Kyler Murray is going to keep other guys, other general managers and coaches and stuff like that from drafting somebody so small. And even Doug Flutie. I remember when Doug Flutie was in the league. Doug Flutie was small, but Doug Flutie was at least a little bit taller than him. And they didn't. Doug Flutie didn't have as much success, right? Well, Doug Flutie had, in my opinion, I thought Doug Flutie was a better quarterback. Because Doug Flutie is he was mobile, but he could make most of those throws, and a lot of throws that Kyler can't make, right? But yeah, man, I just think that Kyler Murray should have played baseball. I don't know, and it seems to me like Shannon Sharp and Chad really don't want to say that, that he's not, Chad said it. They built around him at the Cardinals. so if you get another team that's going to make the same mistake, that don't, to me, that don't make any sense. But that's my take on it, man. Y'all make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Let me know, do you think Kyler Murray is done? If you think he's done, not just with the Cardinals, but in the league, I think that it'll be hard for another team, unless they're desperate, to take him as a quarterback, especially a starting quarterback. So let me know what you think. Make sure to like and subscribe, and don't forget to leave a comment. I'll check you all out in the next video. Peace.